Y'all, looky what we have here today. Funny how those tables turned the freak around. Did they honestly think that Trump was just bluffing when he said he was going to throw them tariffs on these folks? Did they think he was just playing? I think they keep trying my mans. Like, they keep trying them, y'all. But the tables have turned. It looks like they're starting to see that y'all need us more than we need y'all. With that being said, y'all, check this out. President Trump delivers an update, that was quick, on tariffs with Mexico and Canada as he works to secure our homeland. We have to stop fentanyl from coming in, and we have to stop the illegal aliens from coming in. I wonder what changed, because just a minute ago, when y'all girl Claudia and Justin about to team up to meet and stuff like that, well, all of a sudden a change. All right, y'all. So, I mean, let's go ahead and get into it. You know what I'm saying? Trump, you a good one. You a real good one. You a real great businessman and a president, because, like, the thing about Trump is you got a heart, okay? You got a real heart. Because, baby, just a minute, they were plotting. And now all of a sudden, they want to sit down and have some conversations with you. You know what? Trump, you got it. We the people voted for you. We trust you. So you're going to get it done, okay? But we the people are keeping our eyes on you little traitors. You little traitors. Okay? We got our boy. All right, y'all. Let's dive into the video.
Is there any chance that Canada or China could also get out of the tariffs after you struck a deal with Mexico?
Well, nobody's out with Mexico. We had a great talk with Mexico.
No, nobody's out. Okay.
We had President Sheinbaum is a woman. I like her very much. We've had good relationships, but we have to stop fentanyl from coming in, whether I like somebody or not, and we have to stop the illegal aliens from coming in. I think we've lost 200,000 people on average a year for many years, much higher than the 100,000. Could be even closer to 300,000. And they've agreed to put in 10,000 soldiers permanently, like forever, 10,000 soldiers at their side of the border and stop fentanyl and illegal aliens from coming into our country. They have a big incentive to do. Other than that, we've agreed to talk and consider various other things. We haven't agreed on tariffs yet, and maybe we will, maybe we won't. But we have a very good relationship. I also spoke with Prime Minister Trudeau of Canada, and we had a good talk in the morning, but I did ask him a couple of questions, like, you know, banks aren't allowed to do business in Canada. Canada is very tough. Canada is very, you know, we're not treated well by Canada, and we have to be treated well.
That part, Trump. Okay, so you didn't talk to him, Trump. I guess you done had the conversation with him and stuff like that. Like I said, we watching them. We watching y'all, okay? With a close eye. Stop playing. I guess, Trump. We'll see, because he put it on hold for about a month. We're going to see how they do. We're going to see how they do. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. He, you know, stated, this is coming straight from Trump. I just spoke with the President Claudia Sheinbaum. Yes, that's her name, of Mexico. It was a very friendly conversation wherein she agreed to immediately supply 10,000 Mexican soldiers on the border separating Mexico and the United States. Okay. These soldiers will be specifically designated to stop the flow of fentanyl and illegal migrants into our country. We further agreed to immediately pause the anticipated tariffs for a 1 month, just 1 month. That's all you get, girl, because he tried to keep it cordial with you before he got in office. Y'all came to some type of agreement, then you flipped the script and said, nah, you ain't say this, that, and the other. So we're going to give you 1 month, period, during which we will have negotiations headed by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent, and Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick, and high-level representatives of Mexico. I look forward to participating in those negotiations with President Sheinbaum, I don't know, as we attempt to achieve a deal between our two countries. And you know we coming from the, you know we coming with it. So y'all better be having some good conversations over the table. I got a month to figure that out. Okay, y'all. So more on, the tariffs and what's been taking place. The White House Senator Counselor Peter Navarro, the big picture here is that we're in a drug war. Mexico understands that they've been very cooperative. President Trump has been fully engaged with the Mexican president. We're trying to stop the death of Americans, as they should, putting us first. Do you think the Biden and Harris administrator gave a damn no, because they were too busy getting their pockets fat off of it, fat off a lot of stuff? It's being revealed. It's being revealed. So, y'all, let's get into it.
Picture here, Sandra, is that we're in a drug war, and Mexico understands that. They've been very cooperative. President Trump has been fully engaged with the Mexican president.
Should have been.
Also, pat on the back to Secretary of State Rubio, the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, right here in the White House, Stephen Miller, Tom Homan.
Okay.
We're trying to stop the death of Americans from fentanyl and other drugs and other problems from the border invasion. Mexico seems to understand that. They promised to send more troops. Negotiation will continue. We're on a 30-day pause with the tariffs. Canada. Canada seems to think we're in a trade war, and not only seems to think we're in a trade war, they're dramatically provoking the trade war with threats of retaliation. The president will be speaking with Prime Minister Trudeau shortly. And look, what Canada needs to understand is that it plays a major role in the fentanyl traffic to the United States that's killing over 75,000 Americans a year. That's roughly the number that's going to be in the Super Bowl next Sunday. And it's more than the people who died in the Vietnam War as soldiers. So,
man, that great. He better fall in line for you be the 51st state of the United States of America. Yeah, boo. Let's go ahead and move it on, y'all, because it's a lot to be said about this guy right here. Why he thinking he just wallet it. I don't know who's in his ear or who got the strings on him, but it is what it is. He's the same one that supported all that men's pads and tampons in the restroom and all that other type of BS with his whole. Okay, enough of that, y'all. Let's go ahead and get in here. We got China must crack down on those making the chemicals for the drugs killing Americans. Mexico and Canada must crack down on making trafficking drugs killing Americans. Secure the border. Americans are dying. We must use every tool we have. I know that's right. Let me tell y'all something. Trump is not playing with these folks, man. I seen a post where he was like, all right, I'm finna Ukraine, when all that money and stuff, saying he's like, he finna see if he can get some money of that back too. Like, stop playing. He's getting money from everywhere and bringing it right back in the United States, as he should, right here at home. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get it, y'all.
To be done. With respect to China and Mexico in particular, there is a massive amount of fentanyl coming into the United States and killing our people. And in order to get this under control quickly, you need the Chinese government and the Mexican government to step in and do the business on their side of the border to help to protect our people. And if they're not going to do it out of the kindness of their hearts, then yes, we are going to have to use every tool in the toolbox economically in order to do so. And with respect to Canada, it is about making sure that they do their job on their side of the border to help secure the northern border that Joe Biden left wide open during his last 4 years. America is not as secure as it needs to be. And if those nations are not going to help us out to do the right thing, then we're going to have to move them into a better posture to be more willing to do what needs to be done. With respect to China and Mexico in particular, there is a massive amount of fentanyl coming into the United States and killing our people. And in order to get this under control quickly, you need the Chinese government and the Mexican government to step in and do the business on their side of the border to help to protect our people. And if they're not going to do it out of the kindness of their hearts, then yes, we are going to have to use every tool in the tool.
We watching this again. My bad. I thought we was going on to some. Okay, so he said what he said. They all stand together like this, and it's crazy. It's just ridiculous how much of that got over here, y'all. Like, wowed. Got all that mess coming over here. Okay, so this young man nails. Okay, this is coming from Michelle Maxwell. Again, that's Michelle Maxwell, y'all. This young man nails the explanation of tariffs and breaks it down in layman's terms. What is currently going on between the U.S., Mexico, Canada? Definitely worth watching the whole thing. All right, so let's watch it. Let's learn something.
Okay, so tariffs have been a trending topic for the past few days, and people are asking questions about what this means for the U.S., what this means for Canada and Mexico, and some people simply just don't understand what the play is here.
Right here.
Let's talk about it. These new tariffs are simply a game of understanding leverage. Who has it and who doesn't? Right now, we have business leaders in office who understand the art of negotiation, and they understand that the ball is in America's court. Now, what does that mean? Let's look at it from the perspective of GDP.
Okay.
For those who don't know, GDP is essentially a big scoreboard that totals up all of the money that a country makes from everything that it sells. That includes cars, fruits, clothes, etc., even things like haircuts. So what does that mean for each of these countries? Well, let's just take a quick look at the numbers to see who has the leverage here and who doesn't. Mexican exports to the U.S. as a percentage of their GDP is 35%. For Canada, that same number is 22%, or in other words, 35% and 22% respectively of everything that those countries sells goes directly to the U.S. Now let's look at it from the perspective of the U.S. U.S. exports to Mexico as a percentage of GDP is a whopping 1.2%. Not to say that it's insignificant, but it's 1.2% compared to 35%.
Right.
Now, if we look at Canada, U.S. exports to Canada as a percentage of GDP is an even larger 1.5% compared to 22%. Who do you think can afford to play this game longer? Do you think that Mexico is going to risk 35% of their GDP? No, no, it's not going to happen. And we have leaders in office who understand this. And what we're doing is we're forcing them to the negotiation table. And let's clear up some misconceptions here, because I see a lot of people saying this too. This has nothing to do with America wanting to be the bully, but it has everything to do with Americans finally saying we're not going to be bullied anymore. To put more context to that, drugs like fentanyl, which are manufactured in China and then smuggled into the U.S. through our southern and northern borders in Mexico and Canada, have become the #1 killer of Americans aged 18 to 45.
Sad.
That means hundreds of thousands of people are dying from this drug. Not only that, we're dealing with an illegal immigrant crisis that's the worst in American history. It might actually be the worst in world history, because no other country on earth has open borders like America has had for the past few years. We have tens of millions of people coming into the country illegally, taking up resources that Americans can use, committing crimes, and bringing drugs in.
Like,
to say that these three things are not happening is just simply to deny reality.
Yes.
And all America is saying now is, hey, since you wanted to kill hundreds of thousands of our citizens, since you wanted to flood our country with tens of millions of illegals, which you facilitated, now you have to pay the consequences.
Point blank, period. Okay, I like you. I like the breakdown. I likes the breakdown. Yeah, they better fall in line, y'all. We ain't playing with these folk no more. We not playing with these folks no more. No, we're not. We're not. All right, y'all. And we finna end it right here with my girl, No Other. Let's get it. You already know who she is. Let's get into it.
Well, again, I think nothing can compare to the pain and the suffering that has been inflicted upon the American people because of the illegal immigration and drug crisis we've faced, especially over the past 4 years. But when it comes to reducing inflation, this administration remains wholeheartedly committed to bringing down costs while President Trump effectively utilizes tariffs. You saw President Trump already launch a massive deregulatory agenda, slashing 10 regulations for every new one on the book. He signed that executive order last week. He's also launched a massive energy push, and Trump energy boom is incoming, which we know will reduce the cost of living in this country as well. And so we are all hands on deck here at the White House and across the government to ensure that we're cutting costs for Americans where
y'all
we can.
Definitely are. Y'all all over
simultaneously effectively utilizes tariffs as he did in his first term. And look no further than his first term record as president. When he left office, inflation was 1.4%. The only reason we had an inflationary crisis was because of the previous administration, Joe Biden's reckless spending. And you're not seeing that from this administration. Look at Doge and the cost that they're already saving for the American taxpayer.
Yeah. Woo! And they mad about that, y'all. Speaking of that, we finna get into the next reaction soon, baby, so I can take these folks out. They are big mad. They are big mad, y'all. This is wild. No wonder. It all makes sense now. They tried so hard to not let Trump get in that office, y'all. Do y'all know if we didn't go out there and do what we supposed to do, our president would be sitting up underneath that jail. And God forbid, under their watch. I'm so glad we was all sick or tired of being sick or tired of being sick or tired. Because look what we did. A lot of people is looking at this like, oh, he doing this, he taking it away. I keep telling y'all, chill. Just chill. And this be telling my friends, like, y'all got to calm down. This is how I be talking to them too. You know what I'm saying? Because look, I can relate because I was once like them. You know, but now that, you know, I be doing my research, you know, I be doing this, that, and the other. I be like, you know what? Let me take a look into it. Because they be like, oh my God, did you say that? Yeah, that's fake news. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and look into it, and I'll give y'all an update. That's how calm I be with these folks. You know what I'm saying? I can't argue with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. You know, so I'm gonna let you run around with your head cut off and believe in this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, I'm over here just like, yeah, you know, hey, that's what y'all gotta do. Some people you can't have the conversation with. You kind of just like, all right, you know what? You got it. You got it. Other folks I like to just look at and just be like, is that right? Okay. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's go ahead and chop it up in the comment section, y'all. Your boy ain't playing. We on week 3. It's a lot to cover, y'all. We've been covering the Trump since the crazy thing is Trump is everywhere. So all his enemies and haters, they can't do nothing but talk about him. They don't have a choice but to talk about him. And he is giving them something to talk about every single day. Like, this is ridiculous. It's going on 3 weeks. And y'all see, like, Trump, does your wrist hurt yet from all this signing? I can't even keep up. Y'all, let's chop it up in the comment section. Y'all stay tuned for the next reaction because I'm finna take these other bimbos straight up out of here. All right. I love y'all. Until the next one. Y'all be safe. I'm up out of here.